Hey guys, it's Roxanne West from Beaujolais Bliss Blog, and today I am finally giving you a tour of our kitchen in partnership with Silestone by Cosentino. When we were designing this kitchen, I knew I wanted to have the perimeter wrapped in quartz by Cosentino, the Silestone quartz that we picked out, and I knew I wanted a curved backsplash. So what a curved backsplash is, it's what you see behind us where we actually took that stone all the way up the wall onto the backsplash to the ceiling. Originally, when we were designing the kitchen, I was debating between marble and quartz. I didn't know what would be best for our family until one night when we were in our previous home and we were making pasta from scratch, and I got the sauce all over the backsplash behind the stove. We ate dinner, we didn't clean up right away, and all I could think about when I looked at my husband was, had we have had marble, that would have completely ruined our stone. So that moment there, I knew we needed quartz, but I wanted a quartz that could mimic marble in the best way possible. I wanted some great veining, I wanted some good texture, and I wanted something durable that still gave me that beautiful classic look of marble. So we picked out this stone by Silestone called Calicata Gold. It mimics marble and it has a great durability. I could honestly spill pasta sauce on it right now, wipe it up, and it's clean. You would never know I made that mess at all. Silestone quartz is actually a non-porous surface, and it's extremely stain resistant to your everyday spills like lemon juice, wine, pasta sauce, or even coffee. Another great fact about Silestone, guys, it's high impact resistance. So great if you're anything like me and you're a little bit clumsy in the kitchen. And it's also scratch resistant. And that's another reason why this surface is great for in other areas of the home and not only the kitchen. Our color, the Calicata Gold by Silestone, is actually part of their beautiful Eternal collection. They even have a black marble looking one that I am obsessed with. And you can actually use Silestone not just in your kitchen, guys. They make sinks, and you can even use it in bathrooms or laundry rooms. Without sacrificing a beautiful design, I can get the look that I want while still having a low maintenance product in our home. Not only do I love the look of Calicata Gold, but I also love earthy textures. I really wanted to incorporate a butcher block in this kitchen. So instead of bringing the stone onto the island, we actually went for a black walnut wood surface. I love it. It adds a great dark depth to the kitchen, a nice woodsy feel, and we even got some matching floating shelves to put against the stone on the backsplash as well. I can keep a lot of my vintage collectibles there when I find some teacups from England or some great finds at the vintage store, or some of our everyday pieces like my Bodum French press. We had our cabinetry made by a local cabinet maker, and we love that they're made of real wood. They're very durable, and I love the look of it in the kitchen. We painted all of the cabinets in a Chantilly lace by Benjamin Moore. As you guys know, I use that white all through our home for our trim and everything. We actually trimmed out our hood range in some of those Matri trim and molding pieces that we already had painted in the same Chantilly lace. So it worked out great. We used that for our crown molding, and we used it for the upper pieces around the cabinetry as well. We love incorporating Matri products into our home in every way because we just love that product. I really did a mixture of cabinetry hardware in our kitchen. It's funny because if you were to talk to me before we had done the kitchen, there were a lot of selections I was deciding on that people were not supportive of. They were like, no, don't do crystal hardware. No, don't do a wood island. But I did it anyway. I almost always follow my intuition when it comes to design decisions, and I'm so glad I did because we found that great crystal hardware on sale from Anthropologie that we mixed in with some great classic brass pieces. It was a nice way to have some really high-end cabinetry pulls and mix them with something very artistic. With me being French Canadian, I really wanted to have some French accents in the home, and I felt like that crystal vintage cabinetry pull really brought in a nice classic French feel, especially because it accented our La Cornue stove. Our stove is the Cornue Fée 110 by La Cornue in a gloss black and brass finish. I love that stove, guys. It's the pièce de résistance in this kitchen. It's my showpiece is what I'm saying. And yes, it cooks amazing. I even have people come in here sometimes that go, but wait, does it actually cook? Because it's so pretty, and yes, it does. I can cook 2 big meals at once since it's double-sided. It has 1 large burner and 4 smaller ones, and it works great for our family. It's a lot easier to clean than you would think. We just use soap and water. I really wanted our stove to be the only visible appliance in the kitchen. I do not love stainless steel appliances, especially with young kids. I was always battling with those fingerprints. So instead we did cabinet front appliances, and we had our cabinets custom made to fit the front of them. So we did that for the wine fridge, we did it for the dishwasher, and we did it for our French door refrigerator too. One thing you have to keep in mind when you're designing a kitchen with cabinet front appliances, you are going to need special appliance pulls for that. They are much more expensive, so make sure you are sure about that decision when you make it. I love the look of them, so it was very worth it for us. Keeping with those brass accents, of course, we went for the faucet that was a nice classic brass, as well as the pot filler. And that faucet was a great way to keep with that vintage brass feel. And it still has the sprayer on the side of the faucet, which is great for washing dishes. We went for the undermount double farmhouse sink. I love it in the white. I love that it's cast iron. It's worked great for our family, and we've been using it for a year now. No scratches whatsoever, and trust me guys, I drop everything inside, especially our Le Creuset cookware, which is heavy cast iron. A lot of people worry that if you're doing a farmhouse undermounted sink that you won't have a lot of storage underneath, but we have a ton of storage under there, and we even have a water system, and part of it is installed under the sink, and there's still tons of space. So don't worry if you're struggling with that decision. Another convenient feature in this kitchen, to the left of the sink, we actually did a pull-out garbage and recycling, which is very handy. It keeps the mess inside there. Okay guys, let's talk storage. That was crucial for our kitchen, and I found every way that I could in this space to make some of it. I have one huge large pot drawer that I use for all of our Tupperware, including Ella's lunch items. The one above it we use for a bunch of other random things like mason jar lids, straws, aprons. We also have a pull-out cabinet to the right of the sink strictly for dog items, which are so handy, a nice way to hide the dog food. We even had a custom floor-to-ceiling cabinet made to the right of the fridge. Very discreet and thin, but it's a great way to put your keys, your mail, all of those little things that like to pile up on the kitchen island or the front hall table. We had some room in the corner, so I of course wanted a 2-tier Lazy Susan. It's perfect for storing all of my baking ingredients. Right next to that on the right, we actually have a very discreet cookie sheet pull-out cabinet as well. It's great for putting my cooling racks, my cooking sheets, or all of my muffin tins. On the far left of our kitchen, we actually put a really nice bread cabinet. It's a pull-up cabinet door, which is super handy. And then above that, I have a great spot to store all of my mugs and my teas and my coffee, because as you guys know, I have a mug addiction. My last big piece of storage was actually in our kitchen island. So actually, behind these two stools here, we have deep storage cabinets that are half the width of the actual island. So I can put a ton of appliances in there that we don't use on a day-to-day basis. You could even use cabinetry like that to store your fine dinnerware that you don't need to have out all the time, especially if you don't have room in your dining room for a hutch that stores stuff like that. Because we had space for one more storage cabinet towards the outside of the island, we actually made that for all of our crafts for the kids. It's easily accessible for them, and we have it nicely organized with all of their papers and coloring crayons and their craft bins. In the island, we have two very large pot drawers, and on top of that, we have a utensil drawer. So it's a very thin one where I can lay down all of our chef knives, larger cooking spoons, and stuff like that. We had a custom dowel organizer system put into that middle pot drawer so that I could actually put my plates and all our other dinnerware in there instead of stacking them on shelves. I find it a lot easier for me to access it versus reaching on top since I'm a little bit shorter. The lower pot drawer is of course where we keep our cookware. Super handy, I can stack everything in there, and because this cabinetry was custom made, it's very strong and carry a lot of weight because we do have really heavy Le Creuset cookware. A lot of my Le Creuset items I do still keep out on the oven, like our French oven because we use it almost every day, and of course our kettle. When renovating this house, we had all brand new windows put in, nice big ones that add in a lot of natural light. I love having a beautiful big window right at your kitchen sink so that when you're doing your everyday tasks like washing dishes or prepping dinner, you can watch the kids playing outside or just have a really nice view. When deciding where we were going to put our outlets in this kitchen, it was very important to me to have it discreet. So we actually installed them undermounted of the upper cabinets as well as within the island. It was important to me not to have any outlets in the backsplash, so we didn't take away from that beautiful Silestone Calicut gold feature. Since we don't really have very high ceilings in this house, it was important to me to find nice pendant lighting that wasn't too heavy. So we found these beautiful glass ones from McGee & Co. Very decently priced as well, and they give off a really nice amount of light. In our previous homes, we always did tile flooring in the kitchen, but this time I really wanted to carry our hardwood all the way throughout. So our beautiful flooring from Black Bear Flooring is an engineered hardwood in white oak, and it looks great in that kitchen and very durable, easy to clean up as well. We've never had any issues with it. To add a little accent, on 2 of our upper cabinets, we did a little glass front feature. This is another great way to showcase some of your beautiful heirloom pieces or just some great finds in your kitchen without having too much out on the surfaces. I really wanted some Parisian style classic bistro chairs. So I ordered those Serena and Lily bar stools as soon as our kitchen was finished. I managed to actually squeeze in 4, which is great for entertaining, so people can gather around the island to chat while you're cooking dinner and still sit at the island to enjoy a snack if they want to. And these chairs are actually crazy easy to clean up. So many people assume that because it's weaved that it's hard with kids, but I just wipe everything off no problem, and whatever you can't get with a cloth, you vacuum out. Thanks for joining us today, guys, in the tour of our kitchen in partnership with Silestone. Don't forget to like and subscribe below if you want to see more of these videos.